So today we are going to study about simultaneous equations. Before starting, we must know what are simultaneous equations. So they are the equations involving more than one unknown variable in it. So if we have two unknown variables, we must have two equations to find out the value of the unknown variables. However, if we have three unknown variables, then we must have three equations to find out their answer. So we can solve simultaneous equations either by using elimination method or by using substitution method. So I am going to begin with the elimination method first. So here we have got with a pair of equation, that is 4x plus y is equal to 7, and I have considered this equation as 1, and 3x plus 2y is equal to 9, and this is our equation 2. It is very important to mark these equations as 1, 2 or 3 to avoid confusion later on. So before starting, we must know the basic concept that is being used behind the elimination method. In this method, we are going to eliminate any one of our variables so that we can find out the value of the other variable easily. So I have decided to eliminate y. You can eliminate any of the variable of your choice, but here I am eliminating y. So for eliminating the variable, both of the equation must have that variable with same coefficient but with opposite sign. So here y has coefficient 1 and a sign of positive, and here y has coefficient 2 with a positive sign. So what I am going to do in my first step, I am going to multiply equation 1 by negative 2 so that I can get y with 2 and a negative sign. So in our next step, we are going to multiply equation 1 by negative 2. So here you go with the following step, that is negative 2 multiplied with left hand side and negative 2 multiplied with the right hand side. Now we are going to simplify this step to get our next equation, and I have marked this equation with equation 3 to avoid with confusions. As I have used equation 1 in my first step, now I have to use equation 2, so I have copied equation 2 below equation 3. This is our equation 2. Now in our third step, we are going to add both of the equations to form a single equation that becomes negative 8x plus 3x minus 2y plus 2y is equal to 9 minus 14. Now you must notice that here y have a negative 2 and here the sign of y is positive with coefficient 2, so that they cancel out each other, and this property is called additive inverse property. So by cancelling out any one of the variable using additive inverse property, you are left with the other variable, and by simplifying this equation, I found the value of x that becomes equal to 1. Now as I have found the value of x, I am going to find the value of y. So for finding the value of the other variable, you have to substitute the value of the variable you have found out before. So I have substituted x in equation 1. You can substitute the value of x in either of the equations 1, 2 or 3. So it totally depends on your choice. So by substituting x, I found the value of y that becomes equal to 3. Here I have substituted x in equation 2 and have find out the value of y that is equal to 3. So it becomes sure that the value of y does not depends on any of the equations, and you can choose any of the equation of your choice to find out the value of the unknown variables. Now I have got a trick for you to make sure that your answer which you have find out is 100% correct with a correct working. So what you need to do for checking your answer is you have to consider any of the equation 1, 2 or 3. I have chosen equation 1. 4x plus y becomes equal to 7 here. Now I am going to substitute the value of my unknown variables, that is x is equal to 1 which I have found it out before, and y is equal to 3. By substituting the values, I have find out that both of the left hand side becomes equal to right hand side. So it becomes sure that my answers are correct. So for checking your answers, you have to substitute the value of your variables in any of the equations and must check that whether the left hand side becomes equal to right hand side. If this is true, then your answer is 100% correct. Now we are going to move on our second method of solving simultaneous equation, that is the substitution method. So before moving onward, we must know what is the basic concept being used behind substitution method. So in this method, we are going to make any of the variable independent, and then we will substitute the value of that variable in the other equation to find out our values of unknown variables. So here I have considered equation 1 and have make y as independent. It is easier to make y independent, and as it is positive here and have got no coefficient. So for making y independent, I have shifted 4x on right hand side, and by moving to right hand side it gets a negative sign. So here I have marked this equation as equation 3. As I have used equation 1 before, now I must use equation 2. So here I have copied equation 2, that is 3x plus 2y is equal to 9. Now I will substitute the value of y from equation 3 in equation 2 to find out the value of x. So by substituting y here, I simplified my equation as 3x minus 8x is equal to 9 minus 14. By simplifying further, I get the value of x that becomes equal to 1. I have used the same pair of equations as done before to make sure that our answer is same by using any of the method, that is either by substitution method or by elimination method. We get the correct answer, that is we get the same answer. Now for finding y, I will substitute x in any of the equation. Here I have substituted it in equation 1. So by substituting x in equation 1, I find out the value of y that becomes equal to 3. We will also learn how to check our equations and how to make sure that our answers are 100% correct. So simply here press menu, then press A, then press simultaneous equation, that is represented by 1. So you need to press 1 here. Now your simultaneous involves how many variables. If there are 2 variables, you are going to press 2. If 3 variables, then 3. And if 4 variables, you are going to press 4. So my simultaneous equation involves 2 variables. So here I am going to press 2. Now I am going to put simply the simultaneous equations in my calculator to get out the answer. That is 4x 1y is equal to 7 and 3x 2y is equal to 9. So I have substituted my simultaneous equation in my calculator, and now pressing is equal to sign will give you your final answer. That becomes x is equals to 1 and y is equal to 3. So it becomes clear that my solution was 100% correct, and this is a simpler method of checking your final answer. Y. 2.